So my first question then, like I said, is if you could explain the difference between sorrow and sadness, because you seem to have made a distinction between
Okay,
the two before.
that's a good question. It's an unexamined one for me, and I do make that distinction. So let's see what the difference is. The way I use the words, sadness is kind of like an up and down thing, like happiness. You can be happy, you can be sad. This makes you happy, this makes you sad. Whereas sorrow isn't so much a sadness, but it's kind of like a sorrow that you feel. For example, when you see the predicament that humanity's in, or if you watch mankind go into another war again, right? Or you can see that millions of people are going to starve to death, and we can see it coming, and yet we seem helpless to do anything about it. That's sorrow. You see what I'm saying? There's the sorrow, which is mainly for humanity. Now that I think about it, it's for humanity. Is based on the understanding of the circumstances. Sadness is up and down with feelings. Do you see what I'm saying? Like happiness, up and down. Does that make sense?
So then the implication is that sorrow isn't, it's not felt in the same way? Because I feel like it might be felt
No,
in
it's not
a
felt.
similar way.
No, it's not felt in the same way. And sorrow, also, I mean, in the last say 3 years or so, sorrow is always there, just lurking. And then there's a sorrow for, we do things like, crucify Jesus, murder Socrates, murder, folks that we don't understand. And, you just feel sorrow for humanity. It's not a sadness because it doesn't come and go. The ignorance of humans and what they do to themselves and how much suffering their minds cause them. Or humans in the predicament of not being able to predict what's going to come next. That's very hard for the monkeys that live with abstract thought. They try and live on it, but you can't live on abstract thought.
Yeah, I see that.
I think Jesus had said, "Man does not live by bread alone." So I would say it's akin to the sadness to joy is like sadness. I mean, yeah. Sadness to sorrow is like happiness to joy.
Okay.
You'll see. It works out over over a period of time. You'll start to understand the distinction.
I see. I guess it's just that sadness in my life, not so much the past couple months or past few months, but sadness in my life has probably been at least more frequently felt more intensely because I would have been so focused on myself that it hurts. It's like a physical pain almost. Whereas
That's
sorrow,
true. That's another distinction you could make. And another one would be that sadness does tend to focus on the self, whereas sorrow focuses on the larger, our larger situation. Mm-hmm. So that's another distinction. But the same thing's true with joy, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, it's just something like any word. How you use it depends on how you've been conditioned, what your experience has been, and the largest thing is arbitrary, completely arbitrary, actually.
Yeah.
If you want to see an example of this, watch the Bohm Krishnamurti sessions on Krishnamurti's worldview, and look at the difference between reality and actuality. And there is a difference. But again, they just chose to use the words those ways.
Yeah.
Actuality and reality are different in that discussion. It's just words.